Good evening, my name's Datalore.
I'm Omicron.
And you're watching Dissecting Trek.
Star Wars. Shit.
It's been like 3 months since we've done one of these.
I think it meant since we did that. It's been fucking ages since.
Maybe it's been 2 months since we've done one of these.
Well, what, these reviews, yeah, it's been fucking a while because we've been so busy reviewing Star Wars, man.
Yeah, Mandalorian, episode Diggity-Doo. Yeah.
We've done what? This, like, not this year, obviously, but last year. Oh, yeah, first Star Trek review of the year.
Yeah, no ting, because these are shitty recycled cans. Look what you've done, environment. Look what you've done to us. You can't ting. So,
I really don't.
Oh, the other one. Anyway. Thank you for watching, everybody. I'm glad.
Please like and subscribe
for more of this. Datalore. It's an episode of Next Gen. We're talking about Star Trek here.
That we are, sir. That we are.
Yeah, so this opens up a whole fucking thing with Data about his backstory and Nunyan Sung and Lore is in a few episodes and the whole idea of his positronic brain and all this.
Basically, just classic, like a more superior version of Data, who was already super superior.
Yeah. Who is evil.
Evil. Like
straight up, not even subtly evil.
No, like, even when he's trying not to seem evil, he's so fucking evil.
He's fucking evil. I just want to point out too, like, other than Patrick Stewart, I think Brent Spiner is the second best actor on this show. And it's really kind of a shame that he plays this character who can't emote at all.
He gets a lot of roles in this show.
Well, this is the first one. And then I think they went, oh, fuck. This guy can act. Let's give him more other random roles. So, Data will turn evil or he'll be possessed.
I love the one where he takes over, like, holodeck. It's all him.
Oh, Fistful of Datas, yeah. There's a play on A Fistful of Dollars by Sergio Leone.
My mistake. 4 coffins. This man with no name is played by Clint Eastwood. He's going to trigger a whole new style in adventure. A Fistful of Dollars is the first motion picture of its kind. It won't be the last.
Yeah, so Brent Spiner is an amazing actor. There's moments here where he's playing Lore, who's pretending to be Data, and the way he's subtly doing that performance is so fucking great.
You can tell it's Lore
playing Data,
like he'll accidentally say isn't or something like that. And the one thing I loved about it too is the twitch. You gotta be careful doing that. Oh, the best part about this episode, Wesley had so much screen time. I was so happy.
Well, we get the classic and super iconic Shut up, Wesley.
I hacked myself because you're so mean. He's the only one who saw it coming. Like I said yes, but what if they decided to do that with someone who mattered?
Yeah, well, Wesley's like, if this was one of the bridge crew, you wouldn't blah blah blah.
But shut up, Wesley.
And since I am finished here, sir, may I point out that
Shut up, Wesley.
that everything that I have said would have been listened to if it came from an adult officer.
But yeah, I really loved that. And I love the whole. It was, you could tell that there's an awkward aura in the air because there was. What do you mean? It's the first time I'm experiencing stuff like this when he refers to Laura as an it, and he's like, oh, so if you refer to him as an it, does that mean that I'm a thing as well? He's like, oh wow, my apologies. Or when they're on the in the meeting room and they say, okay, everyone's feeling awkward here. Just remember, we are machines of biological nature.
Yeah. There's all these great moments where they're embarrassed about like taking him apart or examining him because they respect him. Yeah. They don't think he's a toaster. They treat him as an equal because he is. And I like the fact that Data is like unique and rare. He's not like C-3PO. C-3PO is some fucking droid. But like, it adds a lot to his character and his backstory that is made by this like crazy professor who like had all this fame, but then like he went weird and he drifted off and he made Data in secret.
Yeah. He was like basically shunned because of his idea of the polysonic brain or whatever.
Positronic brain.
Positronic brain, which he got ridiculed or whatever, and then he succeeded in his crazy ideas.
I did think it was a bit off though that Nguyen Sun is like this big character, like Ya knows who he is, Riker knows, Geordie knows as soon as his name comes up, like, oh, that guy. And Jay's like, yeah, he made me. And it's like the first time it had come up.
I mean, I don't imagine he'd be mentioned a lot. Like, I mean, how often do you think you'd be talking to anyone at your job about Stephen Hawking?
That's true, but he didn't create me.
Well, I mean, people, I hate it. I'm pretty sure people wouldn't have asked Data. Like, maybe people like who are examining him, but
yeah.
Everyone's very like, eh.
Yeah, they don't delve into.
And when Data starts to go on, they tell him to shut up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I guess he's just at this point. He's just like the waffling android who's super intelligent but has like no social cues whatsoever.
Plus, he's just what is he? He's not a commanding officer sort of thing.
Yeah. He's like tactical.
Lieutenant Data.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's just a member of the crew. You know?
I guess other people like at Starfleet it would have come up and stuff. It's just I guess he hasn't been in the Enterprise that long really.
Surely Picard would have done some backstory and it would be in his file.
Yeah, that'd be like the headline made by.
Although he was getting a lot of rehashes of memory when he hit that planet, which was the exact same set that Yar dies on.
yeah. Like
because when they went down, it was like, oh, is this the one where Yar dies? I'm like, no, it's just the same set.
What is it that could kill everything on an entire planet?
I did think it's funny too how Starfleet went down there and found Data, but they didn't find the lab or anything. And from what I could tell, like this entire human inhabitants was destroyed by this crystalline entity. And Starfleet went down there and like, oh, it's Data, and like never went back to check up on anything because they didn't find the lab.
It's been 29 years.
Yeah.
29 years.
And Starfleet was just like, ah.
That's fucking. I turned 29 this year. That's my entire.
That's a long time.
That's
man.
my entire fucking life.
Starfleet was just like, should we go back and investigate that human colony that was completely destroyed?
And we found this mysterious like android which we've never known another one of its kind.
Yeah, it's completely unique and highly intelligent and actually managed to work his way through Starfleet.
And I love when he started talking about, oh well, if you wanted to wear this uniform, you need to go through 4 years of academy training, 3 years in acting, and blah blah blah. It's just like, fuck yeah, Data, I fucking love you, man. You fucking push the hard yards, man.
Will I soon have a uniform like that, brother? If you get one the way I did, Lore, it will mean 4 years at the academy, another 3 as ensign, 10 or 12 on varied space duty in the lieutenant grades. A system designed to compensate for limited human ability.
Yeah, he did. There are a lot of great character moments with Data in this episode, which we haven't really had. I mean, we've had like the Pinocchio thing and stuff. Oh, you're Pinocchio and all that. But all the character stuff doesn't really start coming into like season 2, I feel. Like, they'll have an episode where they focus on Worf. It's like Worf's episode. What's Worf's backstory? Or Picard or Riker.
Well, we're still finding their feet.
Yeah. It's when they do that formula later on where it's like, it's a Data episode. It's a Riker episode. At the moment, they're not doing that. Although I guess it's doing that.
Troy episode. Yeah, no, those are great. And Yar dies before that even becomes a thing. You never get a Yar episode. The closest thing he gets when she gets pleasured by Data. Yar! When she gets pleasured by Data or when she dies.
Yeah, she does talk about the roaming rape gangs on her planet.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's right.
The roaming rape gangs. And there is an episode where they find her sister and they actually go to her planet and you get a bit of backstory there. But yeah, the actress has already left. She left because, and it makes sense, because like you're working 5 days a week and you're working like 12-hour days. She was basically like, I was getting paid to have my legs in short, because she'd be up on tactical and they'd be filming like Picard and Riker, which was like nothing was happening. But it's funny because if she had to stay, this show would have exploded and become super famous, and she would have gotten all these moments.
She would have had her own episodes.
Yeah, but she bailed way too soon.
What's the first?
She had to like breach her contract and shit. Roddenberry was the only one who let her out. She was like, fuck this, I'm out. It's like, you're on a 6-year contract. You can't leave. She talked to Roddenberry and he's like, okay, I'll let you sabotage your career. Nice.
You have no idea. I'm picturing Roddenberry as in like Sidious robes. Like he's got it all planned out.
I'm picturing Roddenberry like, what's my next appointment? Denise Crosby, bring her in. What's going on? Yeah, we can breach the contract. You want one of these?
Fuck it, as long as we get to kill you off first.
Oh, write the script right now. She's like an old fucking...
Literally just like, he's got one of those boards which has this pile of cocaine. And like, just like the lines in the card there.
He's got a pile of it like on his desk. Because Gene Roddenberry was a coke addict.
What was it I saw on Facebook today? It was like, it was just text like someone shared. It was like, you put coke in a glass. I put it in my nose. Very different people. And then someone put in the comments, why not both?
I mean, I love the Johnny Depp thing, which was actually in the previous review, so it won't make any sense if you're just watching this review. But the Vikings review is up here. It's like with Johnny Depp, like, who am I to judge old Genie?
Yeah, Genie.
Oh, I'm not anyone to judge Genie. He can do what he wants.
Yeah, no, fucking oath. He's earned it, man.
Apparently, since Star Trek the Motion Picture, there wasn't a day went by that he didn't do coke. He was just like, I'm in the big bucks now. We're in the money. Although he did have dire health consequences later on.
Oh, and he went down loving it, right?
I mean, possibly.
That's a fine line. He's probably loving it. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you can't do coke every day. It's an every now and then thing. I mean, it's a never thing. Never.
Who does not
endorse cocaine use or use at all. Never, not even once. Never. Don't do it, kids. So yeah, they go into Nguyen Sun's lab, and it's all turned on, and I couldn't help but think the Powerball for this.
Yeah, and it was not dusty at all. No. It was perfectly clean.
And like, I guess
they could have had like some little droid thing. I guess it's not Star Wars, but some little droid thing that just cleans it, maintains it.
Yeah,
I just expect C-3PO protocol droid to just like be dusting.
Oh,
like we'll walk in.
C-3PO, yeah, so I guess it was an underground power generator that was solar powered.
But even that, it would fail after 30 years, surely.
You would think, but they walk in and it's all powered up and it's all doing
Again, you don't know the technology they have these days. They can have a starship in space.
That's true.
Just have life
Travels
support. Like, if we were able to do that in the technology we have these days, it would fail at some point. Life support systems would turn off and everyone would just die and you'd be in this floating coffin.
Yeah.
Because shit just dies.
Yeah.
Out of the blue.
Elon Musk is talking about sending people to Mars in the next 50 years. I mean, I don't know about that, man.
Oh, they've got it pretty planned out, man. It's just that the first people are going to die.
They're going to die, yeah, they're not coming back. That's part of the trip. It's just like, I guess you don't have anything. It's like, you have nothing here. I want to leave. And everyone's like, okay.
See, they don't have it. You notice much that people who would want to do a mission like that are the kind of people who it would be so important to them to be the first people to ever stand on Mars.
Yeah.
Neil Armstrong stood on the moon. Fuck you. I'm on Mars, motherfucker. Then you
Yeah.
Did you watch that Curtis Scout video about the first base on Mars?
Yeah.
See, that does not sound fun, eh?
That habitat is so completely hostile and alien. Like, the amount of stuff they need to go through just to have people living on a base there.
And not living a good life.
No.
Living a horrible, horrible life.
You wouldn't be able to watch endless Star Trek.
And you just know they'd end up fucking at some point and accidentally having a baby and then having to try and raise a baby in this hostile environment.
Yeah.
And it would just be fucked.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess that's what we'll see.
Maybe.
I feel like we'll be 90, but they never did it.
If we make it to 90.
I don't know. I mean, I could get hit by a car tomorrow. But I'm on this path where I'm like, health and fitness. I'm not going to be fat. I'll live to 90, but who the fuck knows?
I mean,
Random accidents.
Earth dying.
Yeah, or I could just relapse and be like, here I come, old Genie. We'll be hanging out soon.
I dream of a genie.
Now I'm dreaming of Genie.
Bit circle over. Anyway, next gen.
Yeah, well, let me check my notes. I got notes.
Data. It's you.
So yeah, I thought the music really stood out in this episode to me. I was like, I don't know, I just picked up on it a lot more than I normally do in Next Gen. The music serves its purpose for the most part in most episodes, but it's not like John Williams or anything. But there are a lot of moments. There's this moment where Law goes on the computer and like gets all the information.
Yeah, it's like zooming by like a million miles an hour.
Yeah, and it was like this big, epic, like music swell moment. I was like, oh. And a lot of the tension around like Law being sinister was the music. Had this really odd, off-putting score cut into it.
I didn't pick up on it, but I imagine it worked on my brain. I mean, I already knew it was evil, but it was really nice to actually watch it and actually like...
know what's coming
it, you know?
and see the set up all the little hints. The make it so moment is the brilliant moment.
Yeah, it was like, so? And that's the part where I was like...
Do it. Means do it.
Make it so.
Sir?
Do it.
But yeah, even at that moment, like... So one of the reasons I love The Next Generation is because the characters are logical, they're analytical, and they're intelligent. But there were a lot of episodes in the first season where everyone's dumb but Wesley.
Yeah.
Like, once again, nobody is able to pick up that it's Law apart from Wesley. Like, there's even a moment where Law is on the bridge, he's wearing Data's uniform, he's got rid of the tick, but he calls Riker instead of Commander. And the Make It So moment happens, and like, that should have been enough for like season 2 or season 6 Picard to be like, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah, like at that point you'd think you would let him leave and then be like, well, you need to go and follow him. You know, like Mr. Wolf, you know?
Yeah, but instead of that...
After Wesley just said that as well, you know what I mean?
And where Wesley knows, and he doesn't explain himself.
That's what, yeah.
He doesn't say, hey, everybody, I think this is Law. I think Law is pretending to be Data.
Like, Picard gave him a chance to explain himself.
And
he didn't tell him to shut up till like the 4th or 5th time.
Yeah, because he goes about it in such a stupid way. It's like, it's irritating because I know later on these characters are going to be hyper intelligent, and I don't want to see another Wesley saves the day moment.
No.
Also, earlier on, there's this moment where they're looking at the computer in Data's quarters, and it's accessing all the computer's information. Or no, maybe it's talking to the crystalline entity, and Riker's like, he's like, Wesley, why don't you go down and check on Data and be like covert? And I'm like, Riker, why don't you get Tasha Yar, the fucking security officer, to do it, not the 15-year-old kid?
Acting ensign.
Like, why would you not send Tasha?
Well, because he's trying to teach, like, even if he says, oh, it's my fault, I'm supposed to be teaching him.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, yeah, I hate Wesley and everything, but he's a kid, but are you not, is it seriously going one ear and you're not actually paying attention to what he's saying?
Yeah, no, they're not at all.
Take a second and pay attention to him. Isn't it beautiful, he says, when he sees the fucking entity.
And everyone on the bridge crew's like...
Yeah, and if fucking old mate didn't straight up say to him, oh, you better be careful with that, I might confuse you for Law, then he may not have ever figured out that he was doing it and got him caught on straight away.
Yeah, Law is pretty fucking overtly obvious with it.
Well, I don't blame him. I wouldn't be able to speak like Data.
No, especially when you say like little interactions with Data. So yeah, those moments are the irritating moments, but all the Data world building is amazing, and seeing Brent Spine act is fucking great, and Law is actually a really compelling character. One more criticism, and then we'll get into the...
Riker doesn't have his beard yet. No.
One more criticism, and then we'll get into the third act, which was actually pretty exciting. It's not really criticism, it's just like a please explain moment. Please explain.
Please explain.
How does Law, how is he friends with the crystalline entity?
Yeah, I don't know. He learned how to interact with it. He even said before, so he's the one who drew it to the planet. Like, I'm sure it would have been better if he had met it there, sort of thing.
Yeah, I missed that moment.
But they disassembled him before that. So he literally says, before Dr. Song deactivated me, I figured out how to communicate with the crystal entity. It's like, but how?
Please explain.
It's like this big, abstract, spiky crystal thing. I mean,
It's clearly a space monster that isn't hyper intelligent.
no. It's just destroying Connolly's. I'm mispronouncing that, aren't I? I'm saying Billy Connolly. Oh, who gives a fuck?
The colonist.
The colonist. How do you say a colony? A colony, not a colony.
Destroy Billy Connolly. I can't understand why you're confusing that. Connolly and colony. Colony and colony.
Colony.
And Connolly.
It's also the beer. It's like normally stuff that's easy to pronounce like that. Right then.
What about second breakfast?
What's your line? Lightsaber.
One lightsaber. I go, ooh, one lightsaber, two lightsaber. What about second breakfast? Lightsaber. Oh, two lightsabers. What about second breakfast? Like,
We gotta get that on t-shirts. Even though it's not a thing and nobody cares.
It could be a thing. If it could become a fucking
Storm's coming at you, you better get home quick. Has like 1,200 views now. It gets like 80 views every 2 days or something.
That's crazy. I think that that last one was a lot better than that one.
Yeah. I don't know what it's weird. I don't know. People don't know what it is when they click on it. It's like Storm's coming at you, you better get home. They think it's just that moment.
Yeah.
But then it's drunken madness.
Storm's coming up, Annie. You better get home quick.
Fuck you, Jar Jar.
But that is like, yeah, every week is getting like 40 views or so.
That's so crazy.
Who the fuck knows? Point is, they should have explained how Lore communicated with this crystalline entity. I guess it's possible.
He just
like
threw
it's
him
a
computer system.
Well, that's what he did on the ship, right? He's just like, yeah, come here, and it's like, okay.
And we will transport a tree outside, and during that time they have to drop the shield, which will allow it to.
And the bridge crew are like,
engulf them.
yeah,
Fire on it,
sounds
it will
good.
see us as a threat. It's like,
What?
why not just fire on the entity?
Yeah.
They didn't even try that.
Permission to use the large transporter in cargo room 3. There I can beam up some living pattern, perhaps a large tree.
Which you'll beam over next to the entity.
That is correct, Riker.
And the later seasons, they would try and figure out a peaceful way to communicate before
They go into like
resorting to violence.
the ready room and they'll have a big discussion about it. And if they had done that,
And Wesley wouldn't have been a part of it.
yeah, that's true. I'm so. After season 2, he actually doesn't have like all the Wesley saving the day moments. A lot of that is in season 1.
Yeah.
He takes a back seat.
Thank fuck. It's because everyone hated him so much.
It was all Gene. It was all Gene pushing the fucking Wesley thing. Coco, Genie.
He probably thought that it was a good idea. I can understand why, but like, if
The prodigal child.
you think
like,
of it like, make this character
Anakin.
great, make him amazing, everyone will love him, but that it's without that like connectivity.
But then he's also annoying on top of that. He's not just like great and amazing and brilliant. He's also like the way he talks to people, talks down to people, and the way he interrupts people is like rude and stuff.
He's just an annoying little shit.
They
We all knew
fucked
people
it up.
like that.
But did you know that Will Wheaton might be in Star Trek Picard season 2?
Is that Wesley?
Yeah.
As long as he's wearing his jumper.
You know Will Wheaton is as old now as when Patrick Stewart was when they started Star Trek?
Oh my God.
Yeah. He's like late 40s.
Wouldn't you just laugh if it was that? You know that guy which they imagined Wesley would
The
go
big
up
buff.
to me? Yeah, blonde guy.
Yeah, he did not grow up to be that guy.
Yeah, of course not.
He's always...
Everyone, why would you bring him back? Ugh.
It was just clickbait.
Wait, season 2 of Picard.
Yeah.
They didn't know if season 1's gonna go well.
They've already started commissioning season 2, like writing it and stuff.
I guess they have. I mean, they did it with The Mandalorian, but you know, that succeeded.
I don't have high hopes for Picard.
No.
I would love it to be amazing because Patrick Stewart is amazing. But it has too many people who worked on Discovery working on it. writers.
I didn't click on the video, but it's also pop up on my recommend. It's like, has Picard expired before it's even started? I was like, oh no, I don't want to click on that because I know he's gonna have evidence. You know what I mean?
Sour milk.
Yeah. I couldn't bring that. I was like,
but we're gonna review it.
Yeah, I'll do it. Even if it's shit, we'll have a great time reviewing it.
Yeah, I mean,
if it's shit though, if the first episode is dog
garbage,
shit, absolute garbage, I want to do what we did with the Ewok review and take a few shots before you review it, so we can be fucking wrecked.
We should do something, yeah. This is a big deal, man. Patrick Stewart returned to his iconic role of Picard, written by the guys who wrote Star Trek Discovery,
which was so successful,
which was an amazing, well-written piece of art.
Yeah, if it's good though, we should have a good review of it. But if it's bad, we should have a fucking drunk as fuck review, I think. Yeah,
just make the reviews like utter madness.
Gene Roddenberry would be rolling over in his grave.
He really would be. Star Trek Discovery goes against all the philosophies of Star Trek.
I feel like he would have had issues with like Deep Space Nine and stuff.
Oh yeah, he definitely.
Right.
Deep Space Nine was like the anti-fucking Star Trek. Star Trek's like the utopia where humankind got the shit together and everyone lives happily and gets along, and then DS9 is like, nah.
But I feel like you need that because there would be still so much aggression in the galaxy.
I remember this interview with one of the writers, and he's like, Gene's come in, and he's like, there was this argument between, like, I don't know who the characters were, let's just say it was Picard and Riker, and he's like, you can't have that, you can't have an argument with their characters, they're all idealistic and living in this utopia. And the guy was just like, but if there's no tension, there's no script. It's like, you need conflict to have a narrative.
You just have an argument just because you have morals.
Yeah. And then Gene like had a million strokes and they just wheeled him off in his wheelchair. Like, now we can really write the show. And that's when it was really good. Michelle Barrett was the
He was just Johnny Depp in that scene in Blow in the hospital.
Yeah.
He's just like, you can't have an argument in it.
Oh no. So the third act, Wesley finally is able to communicate with Crusher, let her know that it's not Data, it's Lore. We've done it. We've gone to the point where they find out. And then, yeah, Lore turns fucking sinister.
Psychotic, man.
There's this moment where he's threatening Crusher, and he's like, I will turn your kid into a torch.
Back off, or I'll turn your little man into a torch. I promise him exquisite pain, unless you obey me too, brother.
It's amazing.
And he's just smiling the whole time.
Yeah, and then he shoots Beverly and her arm catches on fire.
So it was legit. He had it on torch setting or
burn. Yeah,
setting that.
There are scenes in like the original series where they use Phaser as like a welder to weld through a panel and stuff. So I guess like it can either like stun, so it's just concussive and not like heat.
Yeah.
Or it can like melt metal. And he's like, I will turn your son into a torch.
You know he's melt metal, mate?
Yeah.
He'll do that to your son. How do you think he's gonna react to that?
I get the like Beverly's arm just got, but she like runs off and leaves her kid.
Wait! A small payment for your son's misdeeds.
I mean, it's Wesley.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And then
Plus, you know, she went to get Riker and shit. Why the fuck did he get her to go? From a realistic standpoint?
Who's this? What's this?
Lore, why did he get her to leave in a realistic standpoint? Go tell the others.
I don't know, he should have just, what was his, he wanted the crystal entity to take over all the people? What were his motivations? He brought the crystalline entity in.
He was learning how to use the ship, so I'm assuming he would just fly it himself, but I feel like it would be very difficult to fly yourself. I'm imagining what he was expecting is to kill all the life on the ship and then Data, he was able to finally convince Data and then they could do shit together.
Yeah, he wanted Data to be part of him. Like,
that's like his overall arc, he always wants Data.
Yeah, later on he's like, fuck these humans, we're cool, man. Which makes sense. You're like two of a kind. Until you get to Nemesis where there's like another one. B4.
Yeah, he's like shit.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, what Data was like before.
And that's going to be Data and Picard. Do you know what I just watched? The Irishman. It's on Netflix, and they get Robert De Niro's face right. This 7-year-old man, and they make him look like 20, like he did, like 30 years ago.
It doesn't look like Brent Spiner in Picard, where his face is like this fat.
Well, you've got all these scenes of like De Niro and Pesci and Al Pacino acting where like they've digitally de-aged all of them, and you can tell. But it still looks great. It's like, how much money does CBS have? Can they not do that to Brent Spiner? He's got makeup on. Like, it'd be so much easier to pull off. Instead, they slapped this terrible wig on him.
It's always the wig with you.
The wig, it doesn't match his hairline. I have this
His cheeks do look like, you know,
cottage cheese.
Yeah, you try and stuff something under a blanket. You know when you blanket, like, the dune is no longer in the thing, and it's just like this weird lumpy thing? That's his cheeks, man.
Was he wearing a wig? He was wearing a wig! He was wearing a wig. Fuck. All of them were wearing wigs. Yeah.
I mean, Picard wasn't. He was wearing a skin cap, no.
Over his bald head. It all makes sense. Yeah, so why would they not... I mean, this is probably a Picard discussion. We'll get to this in Picard. But I'm bringing up this exact same thing in the Picard reviews. The Irishman proved that you can digitally de-age actors and have them acting, and you can tell. But I was still engaged in their performance. I wasn't completely pulled out.
Well, I mean, it's like, say, in Rogue One, where they digitally put Tarkin's face on someone's body, or Leia's face on someone's body. If they can do that, obviously they can...
Do that to Brent Spiner.
Yeah, but cheap. Which for some reason, you know, they can't afford. Just don't bring Wesley back and pay for that. That's like his whole salary, right?
Oh, I don't know how much he would be getting paid. Probably not a lot.
Even still, like...
It's like, he can come back for like 50
It would cost a lot, but from what I can tell, it may just be that one scene. It may just be a memory.
But, yeah, I guess if he's not a main character, it's like, just paint some gold paint on him, he'll be fine.
You know it's a mistake though to not have Brent Spiner as the main character.
Yeah, it seems odd to have him. And they're clearly like in the trailers like, hey, it's Data, everyone knows Data. But then he's going to be barely in it. And it's going to be this new crew on the bridge. You see the Vulcan guy and the chick with the bob and the girl. 7 of 9 will be barely in it.
Yeah.
Riker and fucking Troy will fucking send him off. You're right, you should go on this adventure. We're going to stay home and bake cookies with our son Fred.
Fred. Boo! That's right,
Boo! So do you have anything else you want to say about this episode?
Not really.
I feel like I have tedium in my notes I could get into. But overall, it was a good storyline. All the lore reveal and the ominous nature of him infiltrating into the ship, all that was great.
It felt like it could have been a season 2, season 3 episode easy.
It did actually, it did. It was surprisingly good. The only thing I have a problem with is the bridge crew is dumb and Wesley knows how to save the day, but no one listens to Wesley because he's a dumb kid.
Did have the iconic line though.
It did have the iconic line. That's even people who haven't watched Star Trek have probably seen that as a meme.
Yeah, shut up, Wesley.
Yeah, no, overall, great episode. Brent Spiner, an amazing actor.
Oh yeah, so good.
Patrick Stewart, an amazing actor. We're gonna see him again soon, January 22nd. Picard.
Oh my god, is it that close? I'm not ready yet. If it's shit, I'm not ready.
Come on, Mark. We saw Star Wars burn to the ground. We can watch Star Trek burn to the ground as well.
I've already watched Star Trek burn to the ground.
That's right. But not with iconic characters.
But they haven't, the ashes have settled and they haven't set fire to them again.
Yeah.
They haven't thrown gasoline on the ashes and lit them up.
Well, it's like Star Wars destroyed Luke Skywalker. Star Trek hasn't done that yet. Discovery didn't do it. Actually, no, it might have done it to Spock. I didn't even watch
but they
that.
could destroy Picard, right.
They could destroy Picard.
At least in the next gen movies, when they brought William Shatner back, they did not destroy his character.
Yeah. I'm watching those movies now.
It's so good.
The production, it's amazing, watching next gen right into the movies and watching the production values go all of a sudden it's all lit differently and it's the same sets in Generations at least, but it all of a sudden it looks like a movie.
I just even Kirk's death. There was never a moment where I thought that this doesn't feel right.
Oh, there's something in there. Two things I need to bring up. William Shatner, right? When the bridge crushed him, he legitimately wanted to say bridge on the captain instead of captain on the bridge. He wanted that to be Captain James T. Kirk's last line. Bridge on the captain. And also, as a lot of episodes in the first season of TNG had, this episode had massive rewrites. Bridge on the captain. That's what he wanted. Captain James T. Kirk.
So fucking cheesy, eh?
He is great. He is. I know people who don't watch like Star Trek or Boston Legal or any of the other stuff Shatner have been in, but love Shatner. Jasper's sister, she loves Shatner. I'm like, oh yeah, Captain Kirk's amazing. She's like, oh, I've never watched that. She just loves the personality.
Anything with him? No, I just know Shatner.
She's read his books and stuff, like Rocket Man, you know.
His books?
She's read his books. You know, all the music he's done. He's hilarious.
Oh my god.
He's a great guy. I love him to death.
But I don't think he's trying to be hilarious. That's the fact.
No. He thinks he's like the coolest guy in the world. But he's
hilarious.
Not.
Yeah, he's hilarious.
Even in Generations, like the overacting Shatner thing, I've always kind of dismissed. Like you know, it was the 60s, you know. But the cadence he chooses, like how he delivers lines, it is really segmented and weird. But I mean, you know, he's iconic. It's interesting. It's like, what does Will Whedon bring to Wesley? Like, he's not iconic or interesting.
I thought we'll pass Wesley.
The second thing, right? Massive rewrites for pretty much every episode in season 1. And originally, they wanted the android to be a female, and the female to be a love interest to Data. And Brent Spiner was like, this is bullshit, I'm not going to do it. And he came up with the idea of playing the other android. So this whole, tradition they get into of him playing Sun and him playing Lore and him playing B4 and him playing with other people, it was, his idea, the actor going, no. Why would...
That's so much better than a fucking love interest. Why would Data have a love interest?
It doesn't make any sense because he's incapable of feeling love. So it would have been, that would have been no tension or
piss poor, mate.
I don't know if the crystalline entity still would have been in it, but he was like, we need to do a brother and I need to play the brother, and eventually they're like, okay,
you should be an exact duplicate sort of thing.
Because he was probably like, can I act? I just want to act. Please let me act. You got me doing the Spock thing, although Spock has a lot of nuance and depth when you actually watch the original series.
So used to saying the original trilogy.
I'm so drunk. We should wrap this up.
Yeah. We tend to have these go for ages.
This needs to stop. I can't edit this anymore. Thank you for watching.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. The touchdown brings me around again to find I'm not the man they think I am at home. No. I'm a rocket man. Rocket man. Burning out his fuse out here alone. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time. And I think it's gonna be long, long